Welcome, Sag. I'm your master cosmologist, the head cheerleader to the stars. I'm here to do a forecast for May 2025 for the sign of Sagittarius. As I hit record for this, I'm feeling very low energy, and I've gone in peaks and valleys all day, blasting through old barriers. It's 911 as I say that. I'm really making this kind of final push. The finish line's right there. Venus is at 29 degrees of Pisces right now, about to cross into Aries, into brand new turf, all new energy, all new you, all new character. Everything's just getting refreshed and renewed. But there's this kind of sputtering happening right now. And it feels like the engine, the rocket, is running out of jet fuel, rocket fuel. I heard as within, so without, and I was really annoyed with my background. I recently changed recording spaces. Previously, I was in a different room, had a little tapestry hung up. It was a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, but it wasn't the right spot for me to work in the energy of leadership and headquarters. Basing a headquarters in a location felt out of whack from that zone. It feels more appropriate here. However, I have kind of a mess and clutter going on back here, and it feels to me like there's something there for you guys to begin with. Let me tell you first, before I go too deep into that, what collective messages I pulled up for everybody in May of 2025. Two themes. The first is horticulture, which is something that I coined. It's a blend of heart plus horticulture, which is asking us all to become soul gardeners and heart tenders. Really operate and base everything we do, have an existence that exudes from the heart and protects the heart, cares for the heart, feeds the heart, and be heart-based. Even our culture moving into a heart-based culture. The second is mana. Mana being soul food. It's the very enrichment of the heart. It's the thing that the soul needs. It's different than food. It feeds us in a different manner. Mana, too, is really doing things that generate life force and create that jet fuel. So I don't know. I'm wondering if maybe there's something with the as within, as without with you, where your flow is harsh because the surroundings are not conducive to flow. Sagittarius has a straight arrow as a glyph, and it's all movement based. It's very proactive. It's very trajectory and goal oriented. So if there's clutter in the environment or clogs, even bad chi, bad feng shui has been coming up a lot lately for all of the signs. It feels almost like it's a hindrance. That's very interesting. I've got the Goddess of Love Tarot, the Oracle of Roses, and Lumicella Togetherness Quilt. I'm also noticing that my tongue is getting tired. I've been doing back to back to back videos to blast through my own resistance and wanting to quit right at the finish line, right before I could attain success. There's something there for you guys where you're right there too. Just blast through the impediment. Go for it, go for the gold. Let's grab a tarot card and see if we keep going with those themes or if something different, if we get redirected. Eight of Swords and Temperance. Okay, interesting. The Eight of Swords is, the way I'm reading this is kind of like meridians and chi in the body. So as within, so without. There are chi blockages in the physical body that are stagnating and blocking. It's creating impasses. But I actually feel like it has a chicken or the egg thing with you guys, where if this box zone, excuse me, if this box zone behind me were cleared up, maybe the chi in the room would flow better, and then the little impasses in my body wouldn't be there because I've rectified. Do you know what I'm saying? Where it's funny, there's like acupuncture needles with the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is the energy of being in a cage or being trapped. But I'm actually getting this as like little impasses, little roadblocks, little energy blocks where it's truly keeping you from, she's very radiant and energized and glowing. We might say she even has a light body. What is the hindrance? What is this blockage? What is the source of this? What is the nature? The Witch of Swords. Can't remember if that's page. Cannot remember in this deck for the life of me. Nope. It's the Knight. It's the Knight of Swords. Bear with me while I try to glean some nuggets of wisdom from the guidebook. When this card shows up, consider your situation as if it had no limitations. Okay. Some of this is originating in the mind between your ears. And since it's in between your ears, the gears are stuck. It's almost like you've got, like you're running over nails in the road all the time. Consider your situation as if it had no limitations. What if you could mentally erase these pins and needles, these impediments, and move as if they were never going to be encountered in the first place? You would have a perception of continual flow and no roadblocks and no barriers and no being held back or imprisoned in any way, shape, or form. This is a different perception for you, Sag. Your earth sign is Gemini. Your opposite sign is Gemini. Your mind is a big block. I'm getting there's an ability in May to firm up your thinking so that you don't actually have to have any of these anymore, where you just pull those out of your mind and you solidify the way that you think and the way that you speak to yourself, so that those limitations that you've always been daunted by or that have stopped you dead in your tracks, they just disappear. Like you can't perceive them any longer. You can't see them. You can't talk about them. With your Earth and Gemini, I would be very careful about talking, how you speak to other people when you're talking about these things. I am guaranteeing that you're repeating something over and over without realizing it, unconsciously, subconsciously doing it, where you're speaking, you're giving more power to the limitations and putting yourself in some sort of box. Where if you spoke completely different, if you did a 180, so we want to do this. We want to reverse the Eight of Swords and let all of those fall out. Just let them drop. You can just drop it. I always say, you know, when people are like, I don't know how to surrender, I don't know how to let it go. It's like you just actually just let it go. You just release it, you know? It's that simple sometimes, even though it's not. This is love and desire brought through the mind and turned into reality through outward focused energy. This is love and desire brought through the mind. So all of the thoughts should be loving and desirous. Sagittarius is like Cupid's arrow. 𝗪𝗪𝗀 is another asteroid that hangs with Jupiter. It's very Sagittarian. Always shooting arrows of love and desire instead of, oh, I might miss my mark. Or what if I don't hit the target? Well, what if I hit that person's head instead of the apple? Very Newtonian. Yeah, we don't want to think like that. We want to aim for the apple. We want to make sure that we hit that mark. It's almost as if Sagittarius, your mind power is actually so strong and so solid that you could, oh, you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing a visual on Guardians of the Galaxy, the man that can shoot the arrows kind of telepathically and direct them, and the arrows just go and act like torpedoes, but they don't go in a straight line. They actually can zigzag and chase down the target. I almost feel like you guys have this mind directing, mind bending power like that, and you haven't even accessed or touched it yet. This is cool. Embody this strength of will. Radically believe. You guys are the believers. You guys take claim over the Journey song. Don't stop believing. Radically believe. This is radically different quantum next level belief that Sagittarius is booting up in May. Almost able to mind bend reality and blow our minds. You need to go after it and not just think about it, which you could get stuck in. You know, having your Earth in Gemini means you could stall out in overthinking and just thinking about the thing instead of taking the action and putting the power behind it, the drive, the force of will. Maybe there's someone in your life who can guide you in your reclamation of power. Hi, Sag. I hope I'm helping you in the reclamation of your power, of your superpowers. These are your superpowers. I work with my mind and heart to claim my vision and desires. Sag, get out your Sharpie and a sticky note. It's going to have to be a big sticky note, and write your affirmation down. This is your motto for May. I work with my mind and heart to claim my vision and desires. Boom. That's some horticulture at work. Love it. Okay, where do we want to go next? We need something on the other side of Temperance. We've just reversed the Eight of Swords. We've done Jedi mind tricks and erased all of our impediments just by forgetting they even exist, pretending they never existed. They're not there. And now we need something on the other side. Maiden of Pentacles. This came out for Scorpio. Maiden of Pentacles. Just double checking that she's Page, because this deck is different and confusing. Yes, Page of Pentacles. You know what it's reading like is that most of your gardening and weed removal is in your head. It's in your mind. You have to be extra diligent, probably more diligent than any other sign because you do have Earth in Gemini. So your garden exists in your head before it ever exists in your reality. And if you don't pluck out those weeds, you'll never have any of these seeds take off. The Page of Pentacles is like the delivery of the gift, you know? So it's never going to arrive if you don't constantly double check for those sneaky little mental impediments. What you can do is really put bank positive tokens in your mind instead of these daggers. Put positive sentiments in place because you can't just necessarily get rid of something, right? You have to sometimes replace it because nature abhors a vacuum and a void always seeks to be filled. It's doing a swap, okay? That's why the temperance had to go in the middle. So the way I have it, well, it was like this. Well, let me do it right for you guys. You have the swapping. The temperance is showing the swapping the daggers for the positivity coins, the good seeds to flourish in your soul garden. So you pluck a weed, you replace it with a positive coin. You pluck another weed, you put another coin or mantra or motto there. If you've always said I suck, then you say I rock, right? You have to give it a new motto, a new mantra. Whatever that thought was for you, Sag, it has to be some sort of like motto, mantra, cheerleading. It has to have those qualities to it because that's what would motivate Sagittarius. Like, hang the most inspiring quote, the one that you love the most, where you do your art or in your office or at your mirror if you're always talking bad about your looks or whatever it is. That way there's that constant reminder to pluck that weed until that new seed takes root, and then it's a non-issue. It's a moot point. It's a moot point. I like that because the sun is in Taurus for half the month and the earth is in Scorpio. So it's a moot point. It becomes a moot point. The moot point occurs when you take all those out and flip the Eight of Swords upside down. And then there's this big bless up of Six of Wands and Two of Pentacles. Six of Wands is the victory card, and Two of Pentacles is choices, decisions. I actually feel like you do a nice blending of good and evil. It's like your enemy, the inner enemy and the inner hero of the Sag blend and become a new being. And the way the Two of Pentacles is reading is that you don't actually get hung up making choices. You don't have analysis paralysis anymore because you've dealt with all of this. And you find a lot more success and creative fire and a lot more passion because you don't have those hang-ups anymore. You don't get stuck in the same old places. Go with a quilt card. Rhythms of empathy. Volunteer for a cause that resonates with you, deepening your sense of empathy and shared humanity. Altruistic, I'm hearing. It could be that some of you do need to find a cause to champion. Maybe there's an impetus, there's an inspiring quality to attaching your dreams, your goals to a charity. Not that you have to start one or run one or even work for one, but maybe a percentage of what you do gets invested back into a local charity or a charity that has your heart, right? That feels like it could be a form of mana and horticulture for you, Sagittarius, where you guys are one of the heroes, the rescuers, the fight for a cause, where you don't necessarily have to be that individual and play that role, but it should be integrated into your world somehow, and it should inspire what you do on a level. That's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. I'm gonna get one more rose card for you, and then I think we will call your message complete. I'm getting something with your own self-esteem too, Sag, for some of you that feel like, yeah, I actually do feel like me physically actually volunteering would benefit me, because you can't talk bad about yourself. You can't feel bad for yourself. You can't really get too bad in too bad of a state when you see that there's people that are suffering and have it way worse than you. You know, there's something there for some of you, perhaps, where it really kind of changes your mind, changes your perspective. You're like, actually, I've got it pretty good. You know, I've got it pretty good. Woo, my mind just did a just went like that, where it almost instantly erased feeling bad and sorry for myself, because it's like, ain't really shit wrong, truly, you know? I'm breathing, I got food in the fridge, I'm smiling, I'm not living under a bridge. Life's pretty good, right? Oh, nice. The card that you got last is the Liberator, the Mille de Sombreux rose, the old garden rose, an old garden rose, the Liberator. For your mind, and the rest will follow. Go listen to that old song. Could be kind of a mantra for you to put on repeat this month. This is very liberating for you. It's very liberating. And it's actually going to be very inspiring for others to watch you take off like a rocket and do mind-bending, crazy Jedi tricks. But the Liberator card feels so tied to the altruism, where how do I want to put this? It's like a domino effect that I'm getting, where if one Sagittarius did that and another Sagittarius did that and all the Sagittarians did that, wow, like what a drastic difference, how liberating, how many causes could be amplified. That's pretty cool. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that, as my tongue gets officially tied in a knot. I might have Capricorns left in me. We'll see. All right, I will see you in June. Thanks for joining me. Bye.